Hello gamers, welcome back to Hubient the Loadout Season 2. In today's episode, we will give you the top 3 best action games to play right now. You ready? Let's go! First on our list is Control. Control is an action-adventure game developed by Remedy Entertainment and published by 505 Games. Remedy's Northlight engine was used for Quantum Break's first title. Control is played in a third-person view, played in the oldest house. The oldest house is a brutalist skyscraper in New York City. It houses the Federal Bureau of Control, which studies altered world events. They also collect and study objects of power. The oldest house, itself an object of power, has an interior much larger than its exterior. This is a vast, shifting supernatural realm that defies all laws of space-time. At the beginning of the game, an entity known as the Hiss attempts to cross a dimensional barrier into the new reality. He has taken over many parts of the oldest house, rearranging its architecture and enlisting the help of FBC employees. Jessie Faden is the player's avatar. She has arrived at the oldest house in search of answers regarding her brother, but she gets involved in a fight against the Hiss. Second on our list is Bloodborne. It is a 2015 action role-playing game developed by FromSoftware and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 4. Bloodborne is an action role-playing game that takes place from a third-person view. It features elements similar in Souls, especially Demon Souls or Dark Souls. You will travel through various locations in the dark Gothic world of Yharnam, encountering bosses and collecting many types of items. Along the way, you'll interact with other characters, find shortcuts, and continue the main story. The player creates the Hunter, their character, at the start of the game. The Hunter's basic details are determined by the player. These include gender, hairstyles, names, skin color, and body shape. Voice and eye color can also be customized. A starting class, also known as an origin, is selected by the player. This provides basic information about the hunter and establishes the player's initial attributes. While the origins describe the history of the player's character, they do not affect the gameplay other than altering their starting stats. The player can also choose the brotherhood that they belong to in order to define their hunter. These religious organizations, also known as covenants, have different views about the world of Yharnam. Last but definitely not the least is Marvel's SpiderMan. It is a 2018 action-adventure game developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Marvel's SpiderMan is an action-adventure open-world game that takes place in Manhattan in a fictionalized New York City. It is shown from a third-person perspective that allows the camera to move freely around the playable characters. Spider-Man is our primary playable character. Spider-Man can navigate the world using his web shooters. These web shooters allow him to jump between buildings and run along walls. To steer himself towards certain points, the player must precisely aim webs. For swinging, physical objects must be attached to the webs. Momentum and speed can also be controlled by releasing or gaining height at the appropriate points. An optional fast travel system is included in the game that utilizes the New York City subway system. There are 3 buttons that can be used for combat. 1 to dodge, 1 to strike, and 1 to launch web-based attacks. To incapacitate enemies, webbing can be used to stick them to nearby items and remove them from combat. Enemies that are knocked off from great heights will be stuck to a nearby surface by a web cocoon. This prevents them from dying. Spider-Man is able to use the environment for fighting, jumping off walls and throwing objects such as grenades or webbing restrained foes. Well, that's it for now, gamers. Hope you feel excited about the upcoming games that Hubient prepared for you. Watch out for more games, recommendations, esports news, game updates, and many more. Be sure to subscribe to get the latest updates from this channel. I'll see you again in the next episode of the Loadout Season 2.